It's Friday. Questions with the coach. Yeah. Questions with the coach. Ba, 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 ba. Questions with the coach. Nobody is watching. Questions with the coach. Yeah, well, I'm going to wait like 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to just talk for a while, right, to kind of fill this dead time, and then I will go into today's topics unless you have a question, which I hope you do, because it is Friday and that's time for questions with the coach. Hey, Jeff Komorowski's in the house. What's happening, man? Dyer, represent. You were on the White Sox, weren't you? Little League Baseball, if I remember correctly. I was a Baltimore Oriole. Jeff, you got any questions for me, buddy? It's Friday. That's questions with the coach day. Nope, just wanted to drop in, creep me out a little. That's fine. What's going on, everybody? Questions with the coach time. Here we got two doozies. Why do I have this sticker on here? It's a weird thing. It's like you don't notice you have stickers on your coffee mug until you're live on Facebook. And then people are looking at that sticker going, hey man, he could take that sticker off. And I go, yeah, I guess I could. It's only been on here for about 7 years. Why am I drinking coffee at 2:30 on a Friday? Because I'm an idiot. That's why. I think anytime after noon, I find it's really difficult for me to get right to sleep if I have coffee after that time. But I do it anyway. I'm kind of a dope. What's happening, Jeff? You got any questions for me, man? Or are you just saying hello? Either way, good to see you. Hope the family's doing well. Hope you're staying safe. Hope fishing season starts on time. You're out on the boat. You know, right? That's what you do, man. You fish. And that's how you do it. Cubs fan. Yeah, well, life is like that. Shannon, glad you're here. Always a pleasure to see you, Shannon. One of the smartest girls I've ever met in my entire life. Jeff Komorowski has a question about weight loss. That's a great question. He wants to lose 100 pounds. Jeff, what can I do for you in order to get you to lose 100 pounds? Well, I'm going to go ahead and answer this as if it was a question like, what can I do to lose 100 pounds? Because you're not the only person who's in this boat. See what I did there? Fishing analogy. You're in the boat. But if anybody wants to lose 100 pounds, this is what I suggest. There's a good chance, if that's the amount of weight you want to lose, that you would definitely fall into what we call the obese category or extremely obese. And if you're over that like 250, 300 pound threshold, the nice thing about that is as soon as you start dieting, you're going to start losing weight faster than somebody who weighed like, let's say 150 pounds or some skinny mini that weighs 110 pounds. It's because your body does not want to necessarily retain that fat. Your body wants to stay where it's at. So if you're, 150, 75, whatever pounds overweight, once you start exercising, your body goes, oh man, if I'm going to have to continue exercising, there's no way I want to carry this around with me. I'm going to start getting rid of this as soon as possible. We'll talk about liquid diets in a second. So if you were realistically thinking, well, what can I do to lose 100 pounds? Start exercising and do it very, very slowly, because carrying around that amount of weight is going to play hell on the joints. So it's not uncommon for somebody to be obese and be like, I'm going to run a marathon. That's totally cool. But if you're going to run a marathon, you wouldn't go out today and run 10 miles. You'd go out today and walk 2 miles. And you would slowly work up to a running pace, and you would slowly increase the mileage as you went along. Same thing. So that's what in terms of exercise. In terms of diet, it's really about what you put into your body. So if a pound weighs 3,500 calories, which it does, by the way, and a realistic goal is to lose 2 pounds per week. So that's a 500 calorie a day deficit, which means if you normally eat 2,500 calories and you cut it down to 2,000 calories and your weight was, pretty level going into that, you're going to lose 2 pounds a week, which gives you, 50 weeks? So in a year, you lose 100 pounds. So that's realistic. So just for you to say something like, well, in 100 pounds, I want to lose 100 pounds over the course of a year, totally realistic. It's the people that are like, well, I got 60 days to lose 60 pounds. That's a little bit more challenging, and that's when the liquid diet comes into play. The diet I did, this is how I define diet. The diet to me is a restriction of something. So whether it be macronutrients, so I'm on a low carb diet, a low fat diet, or calories, I'm only eating 1,500 calories a day, or I'm on a vegan diet, I'm not eating any animal products. When we're talking about a restriction of something, that would be a diet. So I did a liquid only diet for 30 days, which I have footage of. It was in 2017. I vlogged every single day, and I'm trying to put it together in a 30-day companion course. Anybody wants a juice, it's on my list of things to do. But what I did was I drank all of juices that were made of fruits and vegetables. I had a juicer. I would make about 6 glasses a day, and that's all I had. Was that challenging? Yeah, you're damn right it was. It was pretty damn challenging, but I did it for 60 days. Well, I did it for 30 days straight, and I lost about a pound a day. I lost 27 pounds in 25 days. After that, I started kind of evening out. And then to keep with the liquid theme, I actually started eating soup. I guess you would say eating soup. So like days 28, 29, 30, I was having soup. So a little bit higher in calories, but definitely still liquid. I did lose a pound a day. You can lose a pound a day that way. You can sustain it for a long time, but you're literally depriving yourself of the pleasure of eating food, which is just as human as breathing, sleeping, and drinking water. So we have teeth to chew food. We're designed to eat food. But if you're looking for a quick way to lose a ton of weight, man, liquid diet's definitely the way to go. You won't die. You're going to think you're going to die, especially in those first 3 days, maybe that first week or so. After that, hunger takes on a whole new meaning. So, Mondo taking a shot at Komorowski. Yeah, I could see that. We get the rock star diet. Maybe pour some. This is a true. We used to call it a bull do, and we would have them before my bartending shift at Dave and Buster's. Remember those days, Shannon? And we would take 2 packets of sugar, put it in a plastic tumbler, and pour Mountain Dew and Red Bull over it. And you wouldn't shake it up because it would explode, but you kind of stir it around so the sugar. And we would slam that before our Saturday night shifts, right around, 3 in the afternoon. And it was like, well, did that help you get through your shift? Yeah, I mean, up until I went to sleep at about 4 in the morning because I was still buzzing. And then I would wake up around 2 in the afternoon the next day. I mean, you literally would stay up all night, and then you didn't have the ability to get out of bed the next day. I mean, it's just sugar overload, which, don't get me wrong, it made those Saturday nights fly by. I was just buzzing like, hey, man, what do you want to drink? You want something? You want to, but it's not good for you, man. It's just too much sugar at one time. Rockstar, that's kind of my Achilles heel, man. I used to, the Bull Do, yeah. Butch. I'll talk about Shannon, my favorite bartenders were Butch by far. Todd Bergender, I think. I forget how to say his last name. I'm friends with him on Facebook. He was always a good guy. I'm trying to think who else I enjoyed working with. Boy, that's a pretty short list, huh? Yeah, well, I think the people who enjoyed working with me is even a shorter list. But no, we used to crush those things, man. Anything. Service industry, I'll tell you, man. Good way to make a lot of cash, bad way to live a healthy lifestyle. Late nights. Oh, yeah. Just to show you what all-stars we were, we would work until like 1, 2 in the morning and then go to those 4 a.m. bars. And I like to default to my buddy Herm Edwards, who explained to a group of rookie NFL players at one of their combines or whatever they have for rookies, nothing good happens after midnight. Like, nothing. Like, if what you were trying to have happened didn't happen by midnight, it's not going to, and you should go home. So especially these days, man. I mean, just turned 40. The concept of a 4 a.m. bar, it's like, what was I thinking? Oh, boy. Todd, Butch, yeah, those are good guys. These are like blasts from the past, right? Abby May is in the house. Abby, we're talking about Dave and Buster's. Jack Degnan, you just missed it. We were talking about Little League Baseball and Dyer. You were on the Giants, if I remember correctly, right, Jack? I'm answering questions. I can reminisce. We're still talking about highly addictive food and cardio strength-based training, which is kind of what I've been doing during my free classes, which I'm planning on continuing through the month of May, unless you guys can talk me out of it. I don't know why you would. Why haven't you joined me yet? That's what I want to know. Why haven't you joined me? Cardio-based strength training. So that essentially is lifting weights, but you're doing it at such a pace that your heart rate maintains a certain percentage of your max heart rate the entire time. For instance, if my max heart rate is, it's usually 220 minus your age times or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like, let's say my max heart rate is like 200 or so. I don't want to go higher than that or my heart's going to explode. And I'm trying to maintain like 60% of that, which is about 120. I would lift weights at such a rate, like limit my rest sets, maybe lower the weights and then continuously do high sets of high reps at such a rate that I maintain that 120 BPMs, beats per minute, right? So not only am I getting the benefit of lifting weights and doing strength training, I'm also training the heart. The easiest way to look at that is to say that your heart is a muscle. So just like the biceps, right? Biceps aren't, as you can tell, I've been doing very well. Let's pretend I didn't do that, but my biceps aren't gigantic, right? Because I don't do many bicep curls. But in order for my biceps to grow, what I have to do is do bicep curls, right? So I would have to lift weights, damage the muscle tissue, let that area kind of grow back over a 48 to 72 hour period, lift more weights, do more bicep curls, break down that muscle area, allow that area to grow back 48 to 72 hours later, and then continue that process until eventually I got big biceps and all the women are wanting to date me and all the men are wanting to beat me up because they're jealous of my big biceps, right? But that's the same thing with the heart in the sense that it is a muscle, right? So what we do is we go running, right? And we run at such a point that it's hard to breathe. If your heart's beating like a maniac, stuff like that. Well, if when you rest, your heart says, hey man, that was pretty strenuous. I don't want to go through that again. I'm going to make sure that I'm in better shape next time. So this guy's going to have to work twice as hard just to get to that same level at some point. So that's why we do the max percentages and not just everyone needs to do 120 beats per minute. Well, that wouldn't make any sense because what you want to do is a percentage of what your max heart rate is and then try to maintain that. Now, how you do that's up to you. You can go running, which I think is a great way to burn calories, great way to get the heart going. You could do the elliptical, which is probably the easiest way to elevate the heart rate, but you don't see any of the benefits of any strength training or anything like that. At least functional, meaning there's nothing in society you could possibly do that would mimic the movement that you have on an elliptical. But lifting weights, on the other hand, you're breaking down those muscle fibers and you're also working the heart at the same time. So what we call that is cardio-based strength training. It's not like it's anything new. It's been around for a long time. The problem is you don't see it as often because it kind of sucks and it's not fun. So in terms of being more challenging, you can break a sweat. You can think you got a good workout using the elliptical. As you can tell, I'm not a huge fan, but it's not very hard. No matter how you slice it, the elliptical just isn't that challenging of a workout in terms of like exertion, right? I mean, even on my best day when I'm really cranking on the elliptical, it's not like I feel like I'm falling down afterward, like, oh my God, I can't believe I just, that doesn't happen. But, when I was doing CrossFit style workouts or any kind of high intensity interval training, there's been times where I thought I was going to throw up. I was laying on the floor. I was wiggling around like a worm in the hot pavement in the summertime. Like, that type of stuff and obviously it'll train your heart, it will train your muscles, and then if you allow proper rest, proper nutrition, proper amount of sleep and hydration, you're going to come back and you're going to be that much better. So cardio, if you had to choose between something that didn't involve any, wasn't strenuous at all, but still got your heart rate up, something that was strenuous and got your heart rate up, obviously the cardio-based strength training would be the way to go because overall that's what's going to help improve what it is you're trying to accomplish, assuming you want to get in better shape. Now, if you just want to stay the same, forget everything I just said, do the elliptical. Anybody got any questions? Topic 1 is done, and topic 2, what did I say? Highly addictive foods. Oh, that's a good one. That's a topic that's near to my heart. Near and dear, right here. Highly addictive foods, man. What foods are you addicted to? I can name 2 off the top of my head, which has literally been the bane of my existence. And I was fortunate enough to give them up for Lent, and I did not go back to them after Easter. For me, the 2 most highly addictive foods that I've ever encountered is pizza and ice cream, which is weird because I remember in high school we had this thing called the ad book for the football team, and you'd have to fill out your bio and you'd have to write like, what are your hobbies, what are your athletic accomplishments, and then one of them was like, what's your favorite food? And it was just one of those fun things that they would put together. And if you went down the line of a high school football team's favorite food, I would say the majority, meaning more than 50%, if not way more than that, is pizza. It's everyone's favorite food. But the thing about pizza is you don't realize how highly addictive it is. And the thing about, that being your favorite food when you're in high school is great. Now, ideally, your parents are like, hey, man, you can have pizza every now and again, but I'm not making it for dinner every night. When you're an adult, you have an opportunity to eat it every single night. And there was about a good stretch there where I don't think I went more than 2 or 3 days without having some sort of pizza, whether it be frozen pizza or delivery or I would pick up. I mean, there's a place right around the corner. I'm not proud of it, but Sarpino's is open till 4 a.m. That's my new 4 a.m. bar, Sarpino's. And I used to eat a lot of Sarpino's pizza, man. And it was funny because my buddy, he also ordered from Sarpino's as well. And he's like, there's a problem when, you're taking out the trash. And the reason you're taking the trash is because you put the pizza boxes in a closet and the closet won't close. So you have to take that stack of pizza boxes out. But there's a problem when you're actually scraping your name off the side of that pizza box, because Sarpino's always writes your name and puts a little sticker on there, because you don't want people to know that you ate that much pizza. So, yeah, that did happen, man. I was scraping my name off the side of those pizza boxes, throwing out a stack at a time because I was highly addicted to pizza, man. It creeps up on you, and when there's no system of checks, meaning nobody being like, dude, what are you doing? You're eating pizza every single night? It's one of those things. So I gave it up for Lent, haven't gone back since, and I think about having pizza, especially during this quarantine, all the time, but I'm just like, man, I can't do it because it truly is a highly addictive item. Far and away, I say pizza is probably the most addictive because it's that blend of fat, salt, and sugar. It literally, if they're talking about like making a food that's going to sell well, what happens is these food manufacturers try to find the perfect blend between fat, salt, and sugar, which they call the bliss point, which they try with all their trial groups and all that other stuff. And they find, you can't be too salty or too fat or have too much sugar in it, too sweet. But if you find that right blend between the three, it does something to your brain where it literally kicks over a chemical that makes you want that food more so than eating to survive. I mean, kale and foliage and and all the vegetables in the world are fantastic, but it's impossible to get addicted to them. They just don't do that to your brain. Now, they help your body thrive. They help your body do all the stuff that you want to do, that it needs to in order to function. But like pizza in particular really does very little for your body, but for your mind it does amount. Look at kids. Why do they have pizza parties? Why do they get excited for that stuff? I mean, why do adults get excited? Why? I mean, when you go to somebody's place and they order a pizza, it seems like it's the go-to item. It's just the one thing that's just like, yeah, who doesn't like pizza, right? But on the flip side, it's very easy to get addicted to it. And if it's one of those things that you catch yourself having too often, stop now. If it's one of those things you're having every single night, stop now. If it's one of those things you have every so often, you can take it or leave it, keep eating. But I'm telling you, it's very easy, not unlike alcohol or cigarettes or marijuana or any other drug. Pizza and ice cream, and I'll talk about that in a second, is very addictive. So just be careful. There's a lot of junk food is addictive, but pizza has this thing where it's just it's socially acceptable. And I mean, how many pizza parlors can you name off the top of your head, especially living in Chicago? But just like every other bar, I mean, there's a lot of bars I can name off the top of my head too, man. It's a very addictive item, so be careful. For me, ice cream as well. I got to the point, what did she spit out? Good one, Shannon. That's got to be hilarious. Watching you take care of a kid spitting something out. It's like payback for all those. I just feel like anytime, like, I get into a car accident or the Xfinity guy cancels or I can't get my cable going, I feel like it's just punishment for the way I've acted back in the day. So you having a kid that's spitting up food, I think it's hilarious. My doomsday's coming, man. You weren't as big a jerk as I was, man, but now you can just tell. Anyway, sugar. I got to the point where I would literally like a junkie. I knew Mariano's closed at 10 o'clock, so at like 9:15, I'd be like, well, if I don't go now, I'm not going to go. And I would walk to the grocery store and get like Swedish fish and cookie dough ice cream and anything that had lots of sugar in it. And then it's so good because it's already packaged for you and you didn't make it, so there's no guilt there. So in the terms of like, well, I didn't prepare it. I don't know exactly what's in it. I know it tastes good. It's one of those things. It's Saturday night, man. I'll be fine. I'll burn it all off the next week, right? But you find that process continues to happen all the time where you're literally craving those items. And ice cream in particular is just pure sugar. So I was like, spending $3, $4, almost $5 a pint on Ben and Jerry's. And I was like, well, this is stupid. Why don't if I'm eating this much ice cream, why don't I just make my own? And you find when you make ice cream, it's like heavy whipping cream, sugar, and I think that's it. There might be one other item. Well, vanilla extract I used to put in there. But like it's a heaping like cup of sugar. It's just, and that's all it is. It's just pure sugar. and it's sugar in its finest form. It's like we're talking about like white sugar, so there's absolutely no nutrition to it, and it's one of those things that like you wouldn't sit there and eat a cup of sugar because you know it's bad for you, right? But when somebody else makes it and it's in like a Ben & Jerry's pint, you're thinking, that's selling at the store. How bad could it be for you, right? It's almost worse because they're finding a way. You don't know exactly what's in it. They're finding a way to make it even more palatable by adding all these like whatever they need to make it taste different and good. Cookie dough is my favorite. Fish food on occasion. You ever had the Americone Dream, which was it was the Stephen Colbert Ben & Jerry's? I still think, I have dreams about how awesome that one was, but I stay away from it. That's why, like, even when you make homemade pizza, it's such a pain in the ass. It's like if I made homemade pizza every time, I probably only have pizza once a week. But the fact that somebody else was making it and it was so good and it was that perfect blend of fat, salt, and sugar. Same thing with the ice cream. Once I realized how much sugar actually goes into making ice cream, it's like, I know for a fact I probably shouldn't be eating this much. But, when the pint's sitting on the shelf and it's only 2 for $1 or, $1 off, you're like, whatever. So that lends itself back to the bigger picture, which is how do you stay away from highly addictive foods? You make the food yourself. You don't eat processed stuff. You don't eat anything that. This is a good rule of thumb when it comes to processed foods. Is you don't eat anything that's in a package, right? But you also don't eat anything that has a barcode on it. And I'll even do you one moreover is you don't eat anything that has a nutrition label on it. You think because it has a nutrition label on it that it's good for you or whatever. But the truth is, like apples don't have a nutrition label on it. Carrots don't. Any kind of vegetable doesn't. Any kind of fruit doesn't. And that's what your diet should mainly consist of. Even if you buy a slab of meat, like from the butcher, it doesn't have a nutrition label on it, right? It needs to have a nutrition label on it when you don't know exactly what's in it, and they have to like kind of list out the contents by law and tell you what the macronutrient distribution is and how much sodium and all that type of stuff. But if you're eating fresh fruits and vegetables, you really don't necessarily need to know those things because you have a better idea that if it's coming from one source, meaning less processed or unprocessed, it's probably going to be better for you. So how do you let me repeat myself, how do you get away from highly addictive foods? You make the food yourself. So you're not going to make an apple unless you plant a tree, I guess, but apples are good for you, so you should probably stick to that type of thing. And if you're making any kind of food with like obviously like a lot of ingredients or some sort of like directions to it, recipe, it's going to be better for you than if you bought it in the package, because the packaged stuff is made to sit on shelves and they put a lot of stuff in that food in order to make sure it doesn't go bad. So I think I've hit both topics. Cardio-based strength training is better for you than just doing regular cardio alone, although it's harder. Maybe rotate those days. Maybe you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're lifting weights while you're getting your heart rate up, and maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, you're doing lower rate, steady state cardio, low impact, not as difficult on the joints. And then highly addictive food for me was always pizza and ice cream, and I haven't had either in whenever Lent started, so middle of February, I think. And I'm trying to stay off of it, man, because I just know it's a downward slide, just like anything else. How do you get away from stuff that's highly addictive? You don't put it in your body to begin with. So that's all I got for you. I will go ahead and post this on YouTube. If you missed it, you should be able to also catch it on Facebook. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to do this every Friday, ideally at 2 o'clock. Today was 2:30. But we're always going to do questions with the coach on a weekly basis. And continue to support me, please. How can you do that? Go to CoachPotts.com, sign up for my newsletter. That would be enough for me. Come to one of my free classes. The link is on CoachPotts.com. All the videos are on YouTube. And I'm just trying to build a little bit of a following. So if you know anybody that might be interested, we all have questions. I'm here to answer them. I'm here to help you in any way I can, so just let me know. But other than that, enjoy the hell out of your weekend. Yeah, I said hell, not heck. You know why? I live life on the edge. And we'll see you next time. Take care.